Hi, everybody. It's James, and this is another episode of my formerly called CEO Jimbo show. I guess I'm starting to call it the self-employed singer-songwriter show, as I'm sort of working on that right now. That's sort of like all about my new career. And Anyway, this is another episode on Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, which is a missing Boeing 777 that disappeared about 10 years ago. It's been recently in the news, so maybe you know about this or more fresh on it than you have been. Just because it turned 10 years, it kind of hit the news, and they're starting a new search for it too. So that's kind of in the news. And then there's one other thing about it too, that's something about barnacles on parts. There's like a scientific study that has kind of found that barnacles grow faster than they think and at different rates in different water temperatures or something like that. Um, this episode is on witnesses, which is section 1 of my book, and so on. And this is kind of my schedule for tonight. This is kind of what I plan to include. I've spent the last 2 weeks working on this section after giving my last video 2 weeks ago, which was on section 4 of my book on communication and timing, and now this one is on witnesses again. And so I don't know if you make any sense out of this and so on. These are excerpts that I plan to show you. I was working I started the week on chapter 1. That's what the C1 is. And for about almost exactly for the first week, I was working on chapter 1, and then I kind of got done with chapter 1 and switched to chapter 2. And then I realized that I kind of had some things still that I wanted to do on chapter 1. So I went back to chapter 1, and then I finished the period on chapter 2. So more or less, I worked about a week on chapter 1 and a week on chapter 2. And these are kind of the things. I'll see if I can dig these out of my tablet. And I'm going to just move my tablet a little so it doesn't, the screen doesn't go blank and so on. But we're talking about oil, luggage, and life raft. Noel's fourth and fifth witnesses. I'll kind of hopefully explain what these all mean. Oil worker credibility, more or less. On Maldives radar. This is maybe kind of what the whole story is going to be on tonight. Because this was like really kind of new. There was like two things that were really kind of new this time. And I got this excerpt kind of quite a while ago, but I hadn't really read it closely. And it sounds almost like somebody sort of had the airplane in the Maldives area on radar, which is different than just witnesses seeing it with their naked eye. And there's a lot of information on people seeing it with their naked eye, both in groups and sort of individuals, so forth. Then witness ignored. Witness no longer a witness. Oh yeah, this was another new thing. And I couldn't find this one, but it actually, like, by writing these things out and searching through it, I remembered this. I was trying to remember this, and I kind of had the hunch that I was going to be telling you that there's something that I found, but I couldn't remember what it was. And I at least got it to this point where it's this witness in the Maldives. He gave the story that he saw the airplane, and just fairly recently there's sort of like a news article about him saying that he didn't see it after all. And it seems sort of suspect, like, something is motivating him to kind of like retract his story and say, no, I didn't see the plane after all. Sort of in the cat's out of the bag spirit. I mean, how can you like report that you saw an airplane, a giant airliner circling low around the islands, and hold fast to that story for like almost 10 years, and then all of a sudden just start saying that, I don't remember that. I don't know if I have the years right. Maybe it was like 5 years, and then he changed the story to he didn't see it. But anyway, that's kind of like developing over time. Maybe I won't even get to that tonight. And then this last one is sort of like this. There's two different excerpts. One where the authorities are basically saying, no, it wasn't a 777 that these people saw. It was a 50-seater airplane that was flying around. And somebody else said, they specifically said that the size of the plane was like Boeing 777 size. So see if I can kind of quickly find these two excerpts and show kind of like this little controversy going on. So anyway, that's what we're after. Let's see what I can get done on here to show you basically the area of this flight. You probably know kind of the basics of this, where this is like the Indian Ocean here. Here's the United States. I'm like right here in Boston. You guys probably are around here too, somewhere. This is Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, right about where my finger is here. The plane took off from here for Beijing, China, and got out to kind of like right in this area, which is the South China Sea and the Gulf of Thailand area, and it disappeared off of radar at roughly the same time that it lost radio contact. And so that was kind of the last anybody heard or saw of the plane through radar and so forth. And there's kind of this speculation that the plane kind of headed over to here and then kind of headed way down south, and crashed or landed in the water kind of just west of Perth, Australia, in this area and so forth. There's some people, and I think one of my excerpts kind of like, it talks about some debris, like oil slicks that were found here, luggage that were found here, and that's about it from my excerpt. That there's like two different parts that were maybe of the plane. There's like a nose with like wires coming off of it and so forth, and there's like, I think another part that had barnacles on it that's just sort of like kind of rectangular, that was found in this area. There's parts that were like found in here, maybe parts here, but it's not on parts tonight. This is the Maldives, right here, a chain of islands, and I think the capital is like right about where my finger is here, and about the middle of the chain here. It's called Male Maldives, and there's like two different islands, and I think they're both kind of just south of Male, in that area somewhere where the witnesses were at. I'm trying to sort all that out. Here's a little map that I made of this area. So this is Male Maldives. It's 0 degrees. Here's the equator. And you see that the two lowest islands sort of go through the equator, and so I have that here. But the two lowest islands kind of go through the equator. Just up a little here is Male, and if that's how you pronounce it, and the most northern island there. So that's where we're talking about. And I'm going to have to kind of find my excerpts again. Just a little intermission here a little bit. One of the things I found this week, which I've been searching for a long time and doesn't really have too much to do with the subject tonight, is that this is a kind of 9 people that I think are sort of like stars in this whole thing for some reason. This Blaine Gibson was instrumental in finding parts. This Larry Vance has done a lot of scientific study about it. This is like a journalist that wrote a book on it. But anyway, I knew of like these two Boeing 777 captains that are have sort of their say about it, and that there's a Simon Hardy and this other one that was mysterious, and I've seen him in videos and I didn't know his name. I finally found his name. It's Byron Bailey. So I'm gonna kind of you'll be hearing more about him and his work. I think the basic thing I've seen on a video on him is he basically is in the school almost alone, that thinks that the initial search was just west of Perth, and he's the one that thinks that it was even further south. And I don't know if he's still holding fast to that, but he was saying that, if you don't find it where you guys are searching, try further south. And everybody else is kind of saying try further north a little bit, and so forth. I have a hunch that it's probably either in this area or this area. There's like a new search starting like in this area, and they're not going to find it because it's either here or it's here. But what do I know? My voice is going out. Been singing today earlier and whatever. I don't know. Just it's almost like warming up when I'm singing. My voice sometimes gets kind of cracky, and then finally it kind of gets in the groove. So hopefully it'll get in the groove here. So I have other maps. I'll go to my excerpts, and that's going to be about it, because it's going to take a little time to kind of find these here. Might be able to back to this thing here. And I've got to turn my computer on here. Oh, good. It came right back up. Yeah. Okay. So this should be the first one here. This is Chapter 1, Subchapter 1, Part 2, Subpart 1. So this is like it, Subpart 1, Quick to Reject. That's my subtitle that I've given here. After reading this, I just kind of did a word association or term association, and I just came up with that, which is subject to changing. But it is unclear whether the plane the fishermen saw was the missing flight, but investigators have chased other tips that turned out to be false leads, including an oil rig worker who saw something fall into the Gulf of Thailand that night, oil slicks reports of floating luggage, and what was believed to be a plane's upturned life raft. All have been investigated and determined to be bogus. That's a common trend here. As if you watch my other videos, and I think my last video was sort of like evidence that there was a leak, like the Malaysian government was saying, something was bogus, and there's a sort of a leak among themselves where somebody internally had kind of like said that even though they're saying something is bogus, it's not really bogus, and so forth. I don't remember exactly. It would have been I think it was on telephone communication, that there was like a telephone call that was made from the plane or to the plane or something like that. A couple of things here before I go. I'm going to have to kind of go through these pretty fast, but saw something fall. The key thing here, fishermen saw the missing flight, but investigators have chased other tips that turned out to be false leads, including the oil rig worker. I think one of my other excerpts here is on the oil rig worker, and there's like police officers that basically kind of say that the oil worker is credible. Yeah, right here. This one, if I get to it, they basically authorities have basically said, sort of sub-authorities like police have said that the oil worker is actually credible. There was one other thing in here too. Nights, oil slicks, floating luggage, and what is believed the upturned life raft. I don't remember what it's going to be. Clear whether the planes. Oh, they're quick to. I guess that was just it. The false lead thing, where they're like quick to like. Oh yeah, I know what it is. They're basically saying because because these are false. This, and this is false. This is false also, which is, I had like an English class in my early college days about a teacher that, was really making us pay attention to that type of thing, where it's like, it's like, because this is so, this is so, this is so, this is so, this has to be so too. Like broccoli is gross, cauliflower is gross, asparagus is gross, Oreo cookies are gross. And it's like, no, Oreo cookies are good. That kind of thing. What do they do here? I have to turn that thing off. So anyway, enough on this one. The others are probably going to have to go a little faster. And I've kind of got out to my index here somehow. There we go. So I have to kind of do this all over. I bumped it. Oh, good. It came up again. Sometimes it seems to do that good and sometimes not so good. So C1, SC1. See how quick I can do these here. C1, SC1. P4. Okay, P4. And then SP2. So that's it. I think that, yeah, possibly. This is good. Okay, Null's fourth and fifth witness. The key thing here is this is kind of turned around, because the way I understand it, go back to a map here really fast here. The plane basically took off from Kuala Lumpur and was heading right out here, and these two fishermen saw it. And then somebody on the oil platform worker saw it like an hour later. And then there's a lady that saw it here, and then these people saw it, and then some people saw it over here. So it's like this should be like the first one, first and second witnesses in my book, but they have it as Noel's fourth and fifth witnesses are two Malaysian fishermen who say they saw the plane come down off Kota Baru. He has claimed that Malaysian government may have covered up what happened and secretly removed the something or another, the evidence from the seabed, and that's this Felix Allen the article from the Sun, so forth. Felix Allen, February, that tricky one. Jet mystery. MH370 sleuth claims 5 witnesses can pinpoint exact location of jet after it was shot down by Malaysian military. That's quite a claim. Anyway, yeah, we're going to have to kind of move on a little bit. And I don't remember. We can try to go back to the other one really fast if I can, to tell you who that was. Quick to reject. Okay. This is where we were. It was unclear whether this was that first one. It was ABC News, March 18, 2014. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Fisherman plane citing a tip or false lead in MH370 hunt. So next one is going to be that oil worker. Remember, they said that the oil worker is false, including an oil rig worker. And we're going to go see that the oil worker is maybe credible. That's SC1, no, chapter 1 still, SC2. Okay, here's SC2. Platform worker. This is P4, Part 4. Part 2. Part 3. There was Part 4. How could that be? Part 4. That was the end of Part 3, I guess. This is SP3. Okay. This should say, yeah, I'm pretty sure ghost witness. Bloggers questioned why he had gone into hiding, while others suggest he did not even exist and that his entire email was a hoax. This is the oil platform worker. He ignored the international controversy and went to a police station in Auckland, where he filed a report about his sighting. Police have agreed that he was treated as a credible witness. Remember Part 1, that one, where they're saying the oil rig worker was not a credible witness in that logic chain. And this is the Daily Mail, February 18th, and I have to switch the page here. 2015, Kiwi oil rig worker Mike McKay insists MH370 search is misplaced. I got it 8 March 2024 from this www.newzealandherald.co.nz. So where are we at on time? Oh gosh. Yeah, we're not going to get to any. We'll have to leave out the radar thing. Have to leave out this one. Maybe we can conclude on this. This is kind of punchy. Something on chapter 2. Let's see if I can get to that. I admit this one's kind of a little bit frothy, but maybe not. It's just because it maybe actually be kind of a little apples and oranges. I think that there's like 2 different groups of witnesses, and this one person that said he saw the 777 what might have been in one group, and they're saying that the other group saw the 50-seater. So I don't know, that, but we'll play with that anyway. Chapter 2. Coming up on chapter 2 here, I think. You have to kind of go page by page rather than scrolling to avoid having this kind of mess my backup copy up, because it just automatically saves if I make any changes by accident, I've found. So anyway, so it's SC3, chapter 3. So I was way down here quite a ways. Second half of the second chapter. Okay, SC2. So we still have a ways to go. I have to go all through SC2. Yeah, we're going on 24. So thanks for watching. Have a good night and everything. I'll try to show this to you if I can. It just came up to SC4. I think that's what I'm looking for. Oh, I see. The one. Yeah, we're going to have to do that another time. So anyway, you got the idea. Thanks for watching. Please thumbs up and like and subscribe and all that. And have a good day. And so on the next one, we'll actually be on witnesses, which I'll start working on tomorrow and spend 2 weeks on it, so on. So hope you like this. Please thumbs up and subscribe, and give me your comments and so on. Have a nice day. Bye.